Hey everyone, it's Professor Josh, and welcome back to another Thursday night. We got PopFourceOne going on. We're hanging out here. We're gonna have some fun. We got lots of things to talk about, from Funko Fair to Funko News to New York Comic Con coming up, to all kinds of different releases coming, all kinds of fun stuff. So I just want to say thanks for everyone for popping by and hanging out with us on Thursday nights. It is time for some PFO. And of course, I have some special guests in the background coming to hang out with us. But I want to say what's up to a lot of people that have been hanging out earlier, really quick. We got who we got? I think Ryan was first, and then David popped in. We got Madriel, welcome. Chase Chaser, what's going on? We got Jeremy hanging out with us. Pipsqueak Collectibles, Never Ask. We got David, I think Randy's hanging out with us. We got Macklin. We got Pop Funko UK. We got all kinds of people hanging out with us, but we got some special people hanging out behind the scenes. We got someone that is now stashless hanging out with us, and we got someone else growing a beard, it looks like. So which one is it? Let's see. First guest we have, of course, for tonight is Slapshotpops hanging out with us. And then, of course, now opposite, you guys are trading places, I think.
Stashless.
Stashless, and then growing a beard already. Look at that. Vince, like,
yeah.
Gonna have
wow, it looks great.
You're going to be a mountain man in no time. How are you guys tonight?
Oh, man. What a week.
What a week already.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Well, we do have a couple super chats for channel members, it looks like here. We got David hanging out, and you know what that means? You know what happens when a super chat happens, guys? Do you remember?
I you know what? I can't wait. Let's put it that way.
All right.
Love the little whip at the
David,
end.
thanks for being a channel member and the super chat for 6 months. All right. We have that one. We got one more coming. We got another one coming. I think it's on a loop now. It's going to just keep going, because we got another one popping up here. We have Magma Funko, 6 months, and also 1 week until what? New York Comic Con. We'll talk about that a little bit tonight. I know having that going on, but hold on. You get the experience. You get the experience there. All right. Thanks, Magma, for being a channel member for 6 months. That's awesome.
Susan just started a new job after being off for a while. She said she's beat. Yeah, the workforce.
I feel you, Susan.
Gotta love it. Good for you, Susan.
It's my Friday, guys. It's my Friday, because now I work Sunday through Thursday. So this is my Friday.
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
Oh, man.
I mean, that's the only plus about it. It's my Friday.
It's not my Friday.
We got another one.
Oh,
Gerald.
Wait. Gerald gets it all. All right, Gerald. Thanks for the super chat. Thank you. And look at that. Look at that value you got back from those mystery boxes. I did not pick up it. I didn't pick up any of those. Did you guys pick up any of those? I know that was a good deal. I think. I'm waiting for them to go on clearance with the clearance, because the other ones have. Did you guys notice, some of them were on clearance when the sale was going on? Some of the Venom one and things like that.
I didn't see any of the mystery boxes.
I was like, let me search and find it, and it was on there. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna get a couple of the Venom ones, and they were like 30 or 40% off.
Yeah,
you can't beat that.
I think they need to do one of those mystery boxes with an exclusive pop. Put it like a 10,000 piece pop that you can only get in the mystery boxes, and those things will sell out.
Even if they just a couple here and there and threw some stuff in, and people still got their value. But
yeah, the value. I've heard everybody say really good things about the value, so that's awesome. What's up, Linda? So, Lauren's here. Dr. John's in the house. Kelsey just walked in. All kinds of great people tonight.
Everyone's hanging out on a Thursday night. Cross Save, what's going on? Cross Save was on my auction. I was rooting for you to get that Grail last night. You're so close at the very end. We had 3 boxes left open.
Well, that's a good question from Gus. He says, Josh and Vince, what do you guys do for a living?
I'm a spy.
A very bad spy.
Oh, should I have not said that?
You just gave up your identity. Yeah.
So I mean, my kind of name gives a little bit away. But
Josh is an astronaut.
Yeah, I'm an astronaut. That's it. Actually, I'm a spy too. This is how we communicate our spy talk together. But I've been working. I work both as a professor teaching, and then also I'm a manager as well too. So at a library.
I work in the construction field. Let's put it that way. I wish I was a spy. That seems way cooler.
I always like to say Vince works in the family business. Like,
family business.
Right. Yeah, you gotta say it.
I heard the benefits though of being a spy are pretty terrible. The healthcare is not what it used to be.
Yeah, spy is not great. Ninja's not great either. I've tried both. No, benefits are doo-doo.
Yeah, workers' comp is terrible. Fall off a building, get shot at. Yeah, it's terrible.
I've been trying superhero, but just not working out.
I tried that too. That failed miserably. I've got no superpowers. That's probably why it failed.
What's going on, Aaron? Steven says, anyone get any good pickups? I picked up the last of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Freddy sodas. Ooh, very nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
I still got to pick up 3.
Oh, so I want to talk about that actually. Actually, it's part of my slides. So I've been collecting my points on Funko Shop. I know John cashed all his in to get gift cards.
I've been collecting.
I have a good amount saved up again because we bought a lot of stuff from the sale. Yeah. So we have like $75 in rewards that I'm hoping we can use on the fun or the heavy metal box that's going to be dropping.
Yeah, what's up with that? When are we getting an announcement?
Thursday. They already
we have it. Yeah.
Disc Trackers announced it. Funko didn't announce it, but
Funko did announce it. They sent an email actually.
Oh, they did? Oh, I didn't see that. I just saw the Disc Trackers post. Yeah.
But I saw these on there, and I thought this was funny. Speaking of the turtles, like sodas, so they had all.
That's not that many points, is it?
Gone.
What is that? 25,000?
Josh freeze? Or is Josh just shocked right now?
I thought it was us. I was worried for a minute.
So 25,000. Trying to get that, and then they were gone. But isn't it funny? Aren't these just all identical? Like, how can you tell they're the different turtles? Like, when they all be the same anyway?
That's a good point.
Because they are all just the same Freddy mold with the peace sign. Like, it could be anything.
You gotta take the word for it.
Yeah, you just gotta believe. This one was for Michelangelo.
At least there's one of them. At least the green one, you could kind of be like, oh, it's one of the turtles. But yeah, if it's just a white Freddy, I mean, so this is straight on Funko's website. This is one.
This is on their website. This is on the rewards thing. Rewards thing. These were they're gone like that. I think. When I saw them, they were gone. I think.
What's the equivalent of 25,000 points? Like, how much money do you have to spend?
Well, how many was it? How many points to get a 20?
I don't remember the conversion.
25,000 doesn't seem like that many.
I think this is a better deal than actually getting the gift cards, because I mean, if you could sell this to someone's looking for these protos, you probably can make more money off of that.
I guess, but
if you can sell the proto to someone, that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to or if you just, I don't know, because the gift cards with 25,000 points, I think it's somewhere around maybe $100 worth of gift card points, something like that. So it's, I don't know.
Randy might be onto something. So 10 points per dollar spent. 100 points is $1. Oh my God, so much math right now. So
you got to spend $1 million to get a prototype.
No.
What?
25,000. I would have.
I think I did my math right.
Yeah. $2,500. $2,500. I can't math right now. I'll save to say. But that's the thing, though. So are they valuing a proto at $2,500? See, that's
no 2,500 points. So that's $2,500 you spent, but when you cash them in, it doesn't equal dollar for dollar.
But that's what they're kind of saying. If you have to spend that to get the equivalent points of this, then you could kind of say that's what Funko values that at. I know they're doing like the points thing, but I don't know. But see, in reality, though, my issue with that is if somebody goes, I'm taking this, I get all my points, I'm taking this to the aftermarket, and I'm saying, I want $3,000 for this Freddy Funko as Michelangelo Proto. That's what they're gonna like have that value number associated in their head. So if somebody goes, "Hey, I'll give you $500 for it," they're gonna be like, "No way! Like I had to spend $2,500 to get this." You know?
I mean,
they're putting like a arbitrary.
I mean, you're paying stuff on there, but these are like bonus points. They never gave them to you before. We've been buying.
Yeah, I think you had to value it at what you're cashing in. If you could cash it in for 75, I would say that I'd put a price tag at $75 on it.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna go.
Which I feel like that's not that bad. I mean, if you're into protos, but yeah, it's kind of like they're all the same though. Like, how do you know it's Leonardo?
4,000 points equal a $20 gift card. So if you can get 6, so $120, a little over $120, you're probably valuing these at.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, that seems about right, and I wouldn't do it
from what I've seen people pay.
Yeah.
Now they did have another one that was 20,000 points. All it was a signed Biddy Pop from Funkoville. It was like,
who signed it?
I don't even know if it was it was probably Mike Becker.
Some random
signature, some
Brian Mariotti, which might be his last time signing anything Funko, so it might be worth a lot, right? Brian Mariotti.
Yeah.
You never know. That's what it was. Yeah. So I thought it was interesting. Kind of, someone brought up the turtles, so I was like, oh, this is a good one. I think I like that they're doing that though. They're throwing in the protos randomly, so other people can get them. Not just like if you're at the event and that's the only way you can get them.
Yeah, I like that.
Money with them, kind of nice.
You got to get some cool stuff that nobody else can get. I think that's a good idea. I think it's a good idea on their part too.
Yeah.
Another thing.
I think before we move on really quick, I think that it would be a much better system because. I'm not trying to bring up a touchy subject here, but like I still find it crazy. I know Vince is all about this. Vince is grabbing it. He's like,
I'm zooming myself in for this.
He's turning his microphone up. So one of the things that's still like I can't wrap my head around is the fact that Funko had so many of those 500-piece metallic Optimus Primes just sitting in their warehouse for months. Like I completely understand like one or two. Any random pop that was like a exclusive, like honestly, like I give any company, the expectation that they're going to have overstock of even some of their most rarest items that they were giving away. But just the fact that there were so many of those Optimus Prime Freddys, like I'm still baffled by that. But this would be a perfect opportunity if they wanted to say like, hey, instead of selling it at the warehouse for dirt cheap or whatever.
Yeah. Sold it $15 or something like that.
Website for 50,000 points, like that would entice people.
That's what I thought they were doing more of. Yeah, I thought they were starting to, because they did that with the sodas. For a while they had 3 of the Fright Night sodas from last year in pairs, and you could buy them for like 20,000, 15,000 points, 20,000. I don't remember, something like that. Yeah. But I think stuff like that it would be great, and they're doing the protos sometimes. They have some signed stuff.
Well, it's also smart because guess what? If you do that over, in the next 3 years, just throw one up there. Nobody's ever questioning, did you really make 500 or was there actually 800 and you made a couple hundred extra or, whatever. It's kind of bad luck when they're.
You can trade points just like with Lego. You can trade points to enter in to win something.
Yeah.
That
was another thing they could do. If they had like an entry, like you do like 25 points or something, get you an entry into a drawing for 2 tickets to next year's fun days, like stuff like that. Do something.
They did that for like NYCC. I think they did it for like front row in the line or something like that. Or
Yeah, so it's nice that they have some of those kind of things with those. And I see a couple people talking about, I saw Grace, and I think Jetman chimed in, a couple other people chimed in about another topic. First part of that topic, though, is we might be seeing Toys R Us coming back in the U.S. 24
I legitimately would love that.
I would love to see that. That's amazing news. I didn't hear about that.
So 24 new stores are planned to be open.
Now, like full functional stores, not just like pop-up.
Yeah, not like part of Macy's like pop-up thing or anything like that. It sounds like 24 new stores. It just came out this week. So I think that can be really interesting to see how this goes for them and what markets they start picking too, where they start placing them in that. I don't know if anyone's seen like where the first one's supposed to go or anything like that, but I'd love to have this back. One, we don't have any toy stores anymore. Well, you have the toy aisles and Target and Walmart and stuff like that, but we don't have any like toy stores where a kid can go and look around for hours and have some fun. Something like this needs to come back.
Lauren, this would be dangerous to go to as an adult now with disposable income. As a kid, you were only, you were limited to, one item or, however much you were allowed to spend based on what your parents allocated for you. But,
I was an adult when they still had Toys R Us stores. And yes, it was fun. I loved it. Yeah. Love taking my kids there as come on, kids, let's go to Toys R Us. We're going to go look at very expensive Legos.
Yeah, going there before it closed. First, they did Lego days where you could get the free Lego sets, the little Lego sets and stuff. Yeah. I remember getting vinyls. So Funko vinyls they're on like clearance and clearing them out before they're closing up, stuff like that. I remember those there. They did a lot of the, what were they? Skylanders, like all the Skylanders stuff. They were I remember as a kid, this was the place I went for video games and like toys.
Yeah. This was a video game.
You didn't go to like the Walmart and stuff for those kind of things. You went to Toys R Us. That's where
we didn't have Walmarts around us until I was way later.
Yeah.
I wish I had a channel or any sort. I wish I was like into social media and like comfortable with like filming in public back in, I want to say it was like 2018 when I was still living on Staten Island, which I'm sure Joanna was right here next to me. She would go, that was my first mistake. But I lived on Staten Island for a while, and the Toys R Us on the island was closing. And I went there in search of like, some clearance Lego sets or whatever I was trying to hunt for. The store was like wiped out, and they had like a bare bones employee staff. I think they only had 3 employees for the whole store. And I'll never forget these 2 mothers. I'm walking through all the aisles. Most of the aisles are like desolate. There's like nothing left. So the stuff that is left is like ripped open toys, and things are scattered throughout the aisles. The whole place was a mess. It was probably like 10 minutes away from just falling apart. And in the back is where they kept all the motorized vehicles, like for the kids could ride on and stuff. And they were selling them dirt cheap. They were like 80% off, but they were as is. So like no box, no accessories, no battery pack. It was just as is on the shelf. And it was first come, first serve. And there was one like, it wasn't a Jeep. It was more of like a Range Rover, like a little bit more of the luxury ride on or whatever. Maybe, I don't know, maybe
Please tell me she rode it out of there.
I think it was an Escalade, but there was these 2 Staten Island moms. And like, if you guys know anything about New York City, like New York City is already like, people are stressed. These 2 Staten Island moms, I'm assuming they're mothers, because why else would they be in this aisle? They both had a hand. They each had a hand on the vehicle. And this poor employee was just standing there going, I don't know which one of you got here first, but only one person can take this home. There was only one left. And I just walked by, and I like looking at the situation, just feeling so bad for this employee that he has to.
Sounds like a start to a good movie.
Yeah, he's just witnessing this like, middle-aged Hunger Games here for the 80% off toys. So,
and then we had our mall KB.
Yeah, we had a KB toys at our mall.
I remember KB toys.
Being a member for 21 months. That means I can't forget this. Thank you. So yeah, K-Boo Toys. I remember, all these toy stores that used to be in there's no toy stores in the mall anymore, right? Like very few, unless you get that single operated random.
There's not even stores in our mall anymore.
But I don't even think there's toys anymore. I don't even feel like they're even the department stores. Most of them don't have toys. I guess a couple Macy's have some of the Toys R Us things that are going on. The smaller Toys R Us ones, but I think a lot of them don't. So how many malls survive too? That's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
But all right. So this question was brought up this week by Diss Trackers, and I want to get your guys' take on it before I give my take. And it was, of course, the rumor of FYE and Walmart are done with Funko. Another rumor of service, Toys R Us are being done with them, and we just talked about them maybe coming here. All right, so this whole rumor came up again.
Well, right off the bat, if Toys R Us is apparently done with them, that really, I feel like, only affects Toys R Us Canada, because Toys R Us doesn't have a huge presence here in the United States at the moment. So I feel like that part of the question is kind of moot. I don't know. Maybe somebody in the chat. I'm sure there's some Canadian collectors here in the chat. I mean, we went to the Toys R Us in the Niagara Falls area. I think that was in St. Catharines, and they had a pretty decently sized Funko section. So I would be surprised if Toys R Us Canada was writing off Funko, because out of the 3 stores listed here, FYE, Walmart, or Toys R Us Canada by far treated Funko the nicest in terms of the presentation of the product. They had very nice, and we did a video on our experience and everything there, so if you want to go check it out, you can. But we did you walk in, they have a big Funko sign and everything, whereas compared to FYE and Walmart, I kind of feel like the stuff is just thrown on shelves and thrown in bins and on display carts and stuff. The presentation of the product is definitely not what it should be. So that's just my experience for the most part. So I'm not surprised if Walmart and FYE are pulling out, but I also don't put the blame on Funko, because if they're complaining that they're not making enough sales, first off, like I just said, the presentation of the product, Walmart puts the spider tags on some of the larger pops and even some of the t-shirt bundles, and that damages the product. So you're going to lose out on sales right there, because you're damaging the product before it even leaves the store. And FYE, they also do something that I absolutely hate. And they put their when they're running a sale, they have those big, giant, ugly orange stickers on there, whether it's a clearance sticker or a sale sticker, or they'll be when they do their 3 for $20 or whatever the numbers are, but they put the stickers right on the windows. And those stickers are near impossible to get off without leaving sticker residue. So once again, you're damaging the product before it even leaves the store.
Yeah, I mean, I think it does stink, but I've kind of said this, and I think we've all kind of said this over the last last year or so. Really Funko in general, because of the way that they produce and because of the way that the Funko shop is set up now, they kind of took away the fun of pop hunting. We don't have a lot of pop hunt videos anymore, because usually it's a waste of time. Unfortunately, and I don't know if I blame Funko or if I blame the retailers, but why do you have to go out to the stores anymore? I mean, Hot Topic is usually their exclusives. When they announce it, you get updates. I feel like Hot Topic does a good job. Walmart, you got to keep checking the store. Most of our store, we have 6 within a 20-minute drive, 25-minute drive. You go to all 6 of them, 3 or 4 of them have the exact same thing every time. Never have any of the new, none of the new releases ever come in. So there's 2 out of the 6 that will update their stuff every once in a while. And when you see stuff getting released, let's say on the West Coast, it literally will take 3 weeks before we see something here. So why and there's no urgency anymore. There's not that excitement to go because of the way that they do things. I think having this stuff available on the Funko shop, why not just spend a couple dollars more and not waste your time, especially when they're doing sales and that kind of thing. And listen, I love FYA, I love you, but other than their Funko Pops, I'd never walk into another FYE again. So I don't think it's good on their part, but hey,
that's a great point, and that's something that I also want to talk about, because if Walmart loses Funko, they're not feeling it at all. But I feel like if FYE loses Funko, they're going to lose a lot of foot traffic, because I've never gone into FYE, like you said, seeking something else. Now, I've gone into FYE looking for Funko, and I'll walk out with a few other things like socks, or I don't know.
Like I was just going to,
candy or something.
Or like Asian candy for whatever reason they have. But yeah, I've never gone into FYE going, oh, let me see what new mugs they have or something.
I'll be honest. When Walgreens was dropping releases and they had con pops and that kind of thing, Walgreens. The amount of money I spent at Walgreens on peanuts and water, because I'd never want to walk out of that place without something in my hand because I felt weird, like not buying something. I would buy something every stupid time that I'd walk into a Walgreens. Sometimes it was 3 times a day. Like that, seriously. And that's where they had, like, they lost. I mean, I'm not exaggerating. Like, I spent probably hundreds of dollars in 2019 and probably $1,000 in 2020 on peanuts and water that they don't get any of my money. I've gone into Walgreens now maybe twice over the last 3 months, 5 months, and it's never to look for pops, because none of ours have them anymore. So I think it is, but I think it's partly Funko's fault because of the way that they release stuff over the last couple years now, and because they're bringing all their stuff on the shop, it makes it just probably too convenient, and there's just not that sense of urgency that you got to find them in the store anymore, because just buy it online.
Well, and what's
buy it on sale online
before you jump in, Josh, is I feel like since Funko got really popular in the last 2 years, I mean, I personally have never seen more than like 2 or 3 chases ever in a retail store. So I don't want to point any fingers or anything, but I would be hard pressed to say that like no Walmart employee or no Target employee or no employee in general has not been guilty of either doing it or witnessing or knowing about like people just taking the chases and not even making, like, those don't even make it to the shelves. So I feel like that's an issue too, when you have, like, it's like what you said, Vince, like if there's no urgency to go to the store, like I feel like that was a big drive for people to go to the store. If it wasn't getting an exclusive, it was trying to find that chase and like digging through the shelves and trying to see if there was, one that was.
Yeah, and that was pointless at Walmart and really pointless at Target, just like you said.
Yeah.
So 2 things I think about with this. First, when I saw this happens every year. Do you know that? Like, everyone's like rumored that this company's no longer selling Funko because we didn't see an exclusive or something at one of the cons or something like that. Like, it's always that rumor that comes up. It will be really interesting to see how this works out. I think we heard it before for Barnes & Noble. Guess what's still at my Barnes & Noble? There's still 4 Funko at my Barnes & Noble. Now, I think they scaled back what they had on their shelves, and Funko takes up a lot of room. Like, I saw someone else mention Walgreens. They think they're out. Well, Walgreens has a lot less toy aisle space. But you know what I saw?
They do.
I saw Stranger Things Funkos. I saw in the Halloween section. They did it by time of year, and they always clear out their stuff. Walgreens is probably one of those companies that like really does clearance by seasonal stuff a lot more than other stores sometimes, because I could see the same thing sitting at Target or Walmart forever. FYE is a great example. You know how many Wicket Funko Pops I saw at my FYE still sitting there? They had at least 40 or 50 of them out sitting there from SDCC. Now, eventually, I know they'll mark them down, and that's when I might go after them, when they're buy one, get one half off, or buy 2, get 1 free, or something like that. And that's what they've been doing with a lot of their exclusives too. I've seen plenty of them in there on sale. So, but they also have a good number of new stuff coming in. So I highly doubt FYE and Walmart are totally out. I think Walmart might scale back. I think Walmart's probably pissed because Funko convinced them to get Popsies and Gold Series figures and pins and stuff like that to put on their shelves.
Yeah.
I think that's another thing that kind of cluttered their shelves and sat there. So I think, because Walmart was the sole place for Popsies, right? Like that was the.
I mean, I've never seen them. We don't go to Walmart that often anymore, but
they're in the card aisle too. They're not even in the.
I never saw them at our Walmart at all. So
I mean, I seen a bunch of people say in the chat too. Hot Topic and Box Lunch. Hot Topic and Box Lunch, I think, treat Pops as collectibles still that make you feel like they care about what they're doing. And I'm not saying like this grandiose, hey, we care about what we're doing. But like a great example is like, and it probably happened in 2020. And I understand some of the production stuff kind of ruined that as well. But like when stuff dropped, like you knew when it was dropping, you would go to the store, you get it on drop day. Like that is so far in the past now. Like we don't have those days anymore where you're like, I remember when the Batman Artist series come out, and yeah, they used to be cool. The Batman Artist series were cool because they were kind of new at one point.
Oh, how things have changed.
So I actually went to the store to go get those, and like you got to meet collectors at the store. That's like one of the last times I can really remember being able to go to a store on a drop day. Like Hot Topic's still good. Social media, if you follow your local store on Hot Topic, they show you what they're putting out. You feel like there's some kind of urgency to go to the store. Like Target releases something, you don't know if it's coming out tomorrow, if it's going to be there a week from now. You go to the store, you say, hey, are you going to get this in? Oh, I don't know. What's a Funko? I don't know what a Funko is. Do you know what I mean? And then they're looking at this gray beard guy that's asking for this toy. They think, I got to bring my kids along so I don't feel weird, but, and they don't know. But you go to Hot Topic, like, they're like, oh, this one, I've had it where we picked up, shipped to store. They're like, this came in or that came in. And this has got a better box. Like they actually make you feel like they care about putting that stuff out. And I think that's why they do so well. And I don't think that some of the other places treat them that way. And they don't understand. They did. I think that's where retailers did kind of miss the boat. Like I've done what you've done, John. I've gone into Walmart. I almost will never walk out of a store without buying something because you need something always. I always need something. You know what I mean? A snack or something. They lost a lot of that foot traffic. And I understand through the, pandemic stuff, I think everybody lost foot traffic, but I don't know. Like Barnes & Noble, another great example. I haven't stepped foot in a Barnes & Noble. I don't read books. I went to Barnes & Noble. I belonged to their club of whatever, the 20% off club for their toys and their Funko Pops, not for the books.
That's probably most of people who have that membership.
Yeah, right. And and they do miss out on that. But again, I don't think that's all the retailers' fault. I think some of the decisions they made, I think just overproduction in general has been what's kind of hurt the overall brand.
I think it's not, overproduction, but I feel like everyone's I've been hearing people say like, oh, Funko's overproduced on a lot of stuff. And some stuff, yes, but I think people are also missing the point. Like if Funko overproduces on stuff that people want, then I feel like people won't see it as overproduction because then the demand is there. I think that people are saying, and it's being perceived as a lot of things are being overproduced. No, I don't think a lot of things are being overproduced. I think things are just produced. Like perfect example, if you go into like our Walmart, last like 4 or 5 or 6 times, many times I've been in there, I feel like I see the same like America Chavez pop and like Miss Marvel pops and Hamilton pops. It's like those were just produced at the numbers that Funko now produces them. It's just there's not a lot of demand for those characters or those lines. Some people like them, and that's great. Like I thought America Chavez was great from Doctor Strange, but I guess every single Marvel collector out there has decided that I don't necessarily need her for the collection.
I think you also run into the problem. Like we opened up one of the Disney princesses the other day. I can't remember which one it is at this point, but like when you're getting your 12th princess, you know what I mean, over the last 2 years, 3 years. And, this was like, I don't know, like there's gotta be now, if there was only, I think it's bold. I mean, honestly, I think they're overproducing the numbers and overproducing the amount of figures. And that we could go back to the thing that, you know, what do they have to sell for the license? Because we could talk about that for an hour.
Well, I just
how
put it out there
work
as
and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I just present it as the fact that like they don't see it as overproducing. They're just saying we have a pop and we're putting out 50,000 or 80,000 units of it, and it's going to XYZ retailers and it's going on the Funko shop. You know, like I don't think they're really even seeing or thinking about the demand. You know, they're just saying we're making XYZ of this.
And I think that's a huge problem.
It is a huge. That's the heart of the problem, because it's exactly what you're saying. Like they're not. I don't even think they're thinking about like what collectors want, or they're sitting around going, "What can we make that will get really, get people really excited?" And I think that's kind of reflected in the con catalogs over the past 2 years. Like I don't really think. I think they've been okay, but I don't think they've been like wow like they were before. And same thing with some of the store exclusives. Same thing with some of the exclusives that they've decided to give a chase, or figures that they've decided to give a chase. Like I don't know. It seems like the anime community is very happy right now, which is good. And I definitely think there's some lines that they are doing well in, but I definitely think there's certain lines that they definitely need to scale back. And like for TV, for example, like for a television show, just because a television show gets, 50,000 hours of watch time on Hulu or Netflix or something, that doesn't mean 50,000 people are going to go out and buy that Funko Pop. Like, I think they just need to, adjust your production based on what it is, not just blanket, like every common pop is 60,000 units minimum,
Yeah.
I think, the big thing is also the retailers need to figure out what they need to order. And I think for them, that's a harder thing to figure out, because when they probably sell them a set of pops now, especially if a line comes with 8 different pops, maybe 2 of those are really ones people want, but the rest of them are going to sit there, and that's kind of a hard thing. Do you order 80,000, like you said, of every one from that line, all 8 of them, or do you order, hey, I want 80,000 of these 2 characters, but only 20,000 of these other like sub characters or whatever? I think also, the whole flipper market we know has changed, kind of really went away. Because even at Box Lunch and Hot Topic now on release days, after 2 p.m. or something like that, 3 p.m., they don't limit you to just 2. Like you could grab whatever. They always have that disclaimer of like, I forget what it's called. It's some kind of disclaimer, like they don't want someone to go and buy out the whole store, kind of like every Funko Pop. I don't think they'll allow that, but it was like, but now they don't limit you to just 2, so you can go on there and buy 5.
In a way, and we can talk about that. Zach, thank you so much for the super chat. Yes, Toys R Us is apparently coming back, which is amazing. So in regards to that, like, I'm glad you brought that up, because I feel like overall that's a positive, and maybe some people disagree with me, and that's perfectly fine. But I think the days of, people standing in line, buying up all the new exclusive, and then running home and putting it on Facebook Marketplace or eBay or whatever platform they decide to sell it on, like, I kind of think in a way it's better this way, because then you don't have people complaining like, oh, I can't get that pop because it's $15 retail, but people are charging $100 for it on the aftermarket. So now I know there's the eternal argument that people say, like, there has to be flippers in a hobby or immediate resellers that will hype up a certain item, or get the price up of a certain item, but those people aren't the real collectors. So that's what I've always like counteracted the argument. Now I know everybody has different opinions on it. I'm sure you guys, I feel like Vince is looking at me right now with a little bit.
You think I got a different opinion?
I think you do. I feel like you always like to play.
I got a tiny different opinion. This is what I'm going to say about that. I think personally that you run that fine line between a collectible and just becoming a toy. And it's not about value. Not 100% about value. And I think some people, like, if you have a scale of what you collect for, are you 50-50, value to collectible? Are you 80-20 that you care more about the value than what you have? Like so kind of where I'm at in my collecting realm, let's put it this way for me. with all the new stuff that's coming out, I'm not seeing the value behind any of the new stuff anymore. And where I used to, Jen, every once in a while I'd pick up, an extra, like I'd buy 2 of something. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to keep this one for down the road because this I might be able to trade for X, Y, or Z down the road. And I feel good about, this purchase and adding an extra one. Like over the last year and a half, zero do I feel like I would pick up an extra one for anything of that nature. You know what I mean? Because they literally, I mean, at this point, not that they have no value, and I still buy stuff. Like I still buy stuff for the collection because I'm not 100% just about value. And I've said this before, like, would my walls be covered if they were all worth just retail when I'm paying over retail for them? I don't think I'd be covered with the walls, and maybe I'd limit it a little bit more. So personally, I'm more of like a 60-40 type of person. Like I'm a collector and I would say I give the 60% to that, but value does make a difference to me. And I don't want to just pile up a ton of stuff, especially because great example is the Haunted Mansion line. I absolutely love that line. If those drop to even a third of the price that they're at, like at $100 each or $50 each or something, whatever, like I think I would still go after those, even though at the end of the day, they maybe are worth that 50 that I'm going to sell them for, or maybe they're going to be worth 30 down the road. I love them enough where I'd love to have a set of those where it's hard to attain those at this point. So I'm actually okay if values even come back further from where they're at. And that's why I'm saying I'm the 60-40 type of collector. But if you're like the 80-20 or the 90-10 where you care about that value and the flippers, so do you need them? I don't know if you need flippers in any kind of a market because you're just taking them off the shelf and flipping them. But I think you need resellers. And without that reseller market, and I think I'm not saying that you're not saying this because I think resellers play an important role in it. But without that like healthy secondary market, if you're 60-40 the other way where you care about value, now you start losing people interested in the hobby. And that's where I think you start to lose people's interest a little bit in what they got.
I think the great thing about like what you said, Vince, is that flipper versus reseller. Because if you think about most of the stuff that you see that actually gets value later on, it's not the stuff that is flipped. It's actually the stuff that collects that value over time because people still want it, and there's just some kind of limited amount of it. And I think that's what Funko, as we talked about, can do better with, vaulting things faster, putting things, different things out, limiting how many they put out of something, and those kind of things will not help the flippers per se, because maybe at that time, not 50,000 or 20,000, let's just say 20,000, lower number, 20,000 people don't want it. So it sells, and it might go even on clearance at a couple stores because their area, people aren't looking for it or going after it. And then eventually, though, it's gone. And then people start buying on the aftermarket. Now, depending on that demand kind of thing, if there's a ton of stuff on there, and we've seen it all the time, like the stuff that's flipped, typically later on is down in value. So it's actually lost value from the people that bought it. And then that sometimes also gets people out of the collecting market because they're like, I'm tired of paying all this money for stuff, and then it's not worth anything when I try to sell it later on, or I think it's worth this much, and now it's worth half the price that I paid for it, and things like that. Where I'd rather buy a couple pops on clearance and then find out in a couple years they're worth 5 times the value, like a year from now, times the value, and sell it. And I've seen that a ton at Walgreens. That's what I loved at Walgreens, like the hunt before of finding the clearance pops. And going around what ones actually have them, still owns don't. Get them for like $3, and you're like, all right, I got that Sandman for $3, or that Craven for $4, and then now it's worth $25. It's worth $30. I can sell it and buy something else. That kind of
it was one of the things that really got me kind of excited about the hobby. I remember it like it was yesterday. 2019, I had found a cane from WWE. from 2017, a 2-year-old pop that was sitting on the shelf at a Walgreens that was in pretty good shape. You know, I'm like, now you could say that I'm a flipper. I guess I'm a flipper because I flipped a 2-year-old pop, but I sold that for like double. I ended up buying 3 pop. Like I sold it for like double what it was. But I'm like, man, this was fun. Like this is kind of fun to find something that it's just like it was sitting in my house for 2 years because this thing just sat there that anybody could pick up at any point in time. But like that was kind of exciting. That made it kind of fun. So I think that the value for me, it has to be there a little bit. Like one thing that bothers me, like especially again over this last couple years, and I man, we keep saying it, man. I just want I want it to like happen at some point. To see that like SDCC pops are still on the Funko shop, like bothers the heck out of me. Like to know that they
last year are still on the Funko shop.
I know, and like that, like you know, those used to be hard, and I don't think that's just demand. That's where I say the overproduction, because I think in general, I think maybe there's not as many people in as there was in 2021. You know, maybe we're pulling back because I see a lot of people going out, but it always ebbs and flows, and you get new people in and new people, you know, old people out of the hobby. But to see like con stuff that you know should kind of carry some value, because really they're vaulted once they're released. You know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? They're not vaulted, but they're not technically.
They're limited production runs. So
that's what I'm saying. So that's it. You know what I mean?
It's a one-time production run.
Like, it's a one-time production, and you know that. But to see stuff sit there for a year and a half and that kind of thing, like they're either making way too many where they're just not predicting what's going on. And then if they're doing that with con pops, like what are they doing that with everything? You know, what are they doing with everything else? It's just, you know, man, come on, let's get back to that. You know, let's get back to the good stuff. I want to see them get back to, I don't know if they'll get back to where they were, but they don't have to, I think, necessarily get back to where they were. I don't know if their stockholders want to hear that, but you know, they probably got to get back to closer where they were in 2018 going into 2019. And I think they're very far away from that right now. Thanks, Ryan.
I hope so, Ryan. I mean, that would be amazing. But hey, thank you so much for the very generous super chat. That's amazing. Thank you, brother.
Wait. You got to get ready. We'll do the cheers.
I also think that the people that are coming into the hobby are maybe coming in with a different mindset than they were a while ago. Whereas I feel like where so much stuff is available, you also have a lot to choose from, and it can be a little bit overwhelming. So I feel like people might be coming into the hobby a little bit more cautiously. Whereas before, you know, you have people coming in, and because you could only get certain stuff at Walmart, you could only get certain stuff online, you could only get certain stuff via Facebook groups and the secondary marketplace and older collectors who decided to move some pieces. And that's still kind of true for some stuff. Like if you want to go grab older stuff is still tough to find. I mean, it's always going to be tough to find because it was, you know, produced in limited numbers compared to now. Stuff has become damaged over the years. So I feel like now it's just different. I feel like people have to do a lot more research, and that might be exhausting to some people because they have to learn about everything. Whereas before, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong on this, but I felt like people could just come in, they could just buy like whatever they saw, and they were just like really excited. And now like they're kind of coming in, like even if somebody was coming into our stream tonight and this is their first, you know, Funko live stream experience.
This is anyone's first stream.
First time like interacting with like Funko people here in the content creator community here. I feel like they would be like, whoa, like what's going on? Like retailers are pulling out, like, you know, con pops aren't selling out. Like I feel like they would kind of have their ear to the ground. Whereas I bet you if you went to one of our streams like 2 years ago, we'd be like, oh my God, did you believe that sold out? Yeah, I wasn't able to get that. And like, oh,
well, Jen, there's a perfect example right now. Like if they want to get back to where they know that their production runs are right, you got to see the comments where they said Funko, all the bots got this, and I'm selling my collection. Now people are saying, I can get everything. I'm selling my collection. You know what I mean? Those are the comments that we see now. I can get whatever I want. I'm selling all my stuff. I don't like this anymore. But it really, you got to get back. Things should, if it's a collectible, stuff should be hard to get. And I've said this since day one on many drops that I missed out on. You're supposed to miss out on stuff if they're making the right quantities. If it's not too easy to get everything.
I think some stuff should be hard to get. I don't think everything should be hard to get, but you have to have some stuff.
Totally, totally agree.
It makes it exciting.
Here's a great example of one I never expected this to actually sell out. Like I actually didn't buy on purpose. I didn't buy any because I really wasn't that excited.
I bought 6 packs. Honestly, I love these. I love them more the more that I saw these for whatever reason. I think that Daffy looks amazing. I haven't even seen how the packs have been doing, but I think I plan on opening all my packs.
I would open them and have some fun with them. But
I think these are awesome.
I love I just like the Daffy as Pennywise. Like I think, and then the Roadrunner. So I'll just probably buy those 2 instead of opening packs. Like go after them on the market.
Yeah, I said it a couple weeks ago that I hate the mashups, and oh my god, I love these. What's wrong with them? I'm such a hypocrite.
Are awesome because they didn't just do like all DC characters. They didn't just do like all Matrix. Like I like how they did the mixed mashups within the line.
Daffy Duck is Penny. I mean, that's like
and I actually
that might make my top 5 of the year. I mean, it's not going to come out this year, and it'll probably be the end of next year before we get it. But that is got to be. I absolutely love that thing. I mean, we're a Pennywise kind of household anyway, but I love it. I love Batman too.
So Josh, I'm glad that you brought up the NFTs here because I was actually thinking about it the other day, and I actually think that give it 1 to 3 years. Once these NFT waves, like as long as Funko keeps going, I think if they keep going, you're gonna keep bringing in new people into the community because I think the NFTs. And once again, I could be wrong. We really have no way to tell, but I think the NFTs are actually bringing in the most amount of new collectors because people are like, oh, how do you get these? Just based on the simple fact that you have to go through so many hoops to get these, and then you have to wait so long to actually get them in hand. I feel like that's what's causing people to kind of come in, raise an eyebrow, and go, how do I actually get this? And then you explain to them like the 20-minute spiel. Then most people are like, all right, I don't want to do that. But then a few people are like, all right, I could do that. But I seriously think a year to 3 years from now, when these first NFT waves become like super hard to find, very scarce on the marketplace, I think it's actually going to cause another mini boom in the Funko community because you're going to have all these people, if they're still collecting the NFT waves, they're going to want to go back and get some of the first ones. And since these are limited piece pops, I think this is going to cause hype down the road.
Yeah, I think they got a couple things going for them. I think one is their limited piece, but 2, I mean, most of the molds, and I'm not going to say all because definitely not all, but most of the molds have been amazing too.
Yeah.
Like I think people are getting excited because you're not going to get stuff like this. And I'm not talking always. I mean, I know there's some that are ridiculously close to stuff that they've released before, but there's a good amount of stuff that's very unique. And I think this was a fun drop, and I was surprised that it sold out too, Josh. I thought they would be burning some packs.
So I like realized it was after time. I wasn't hyped about this, so I wasn't waiting to go on it. But I was like, I'll go see if there's packs like sitting there. I'll buy them. And I went on 45 minutes after and I said, this is gone. I'm like, what? And I went and I was like, oh, it's actually sold out. Like they haven't had a sellout one in a while. Like it's gone to 5 o'clock and then they have to burn them. I was like, oh, that's good. And I'm like, I'll be curious of how they do on the market afterwards and that, and I'll look later because I still want to finish sets I'm still working on.
Like, yeah, I've got to do that
too. The It one is finishing up very soon.
Well, that right there, Josh, I think that is another key component on why these have been successful and people get excited about these because they are very manageable sets to complete. 5-6 pops. I mean, that's not overwhelming. That is doable, and that's even doable. Let's say like you because I know there's a lot of people, they don't want to deal with drop, they don't want to deal with the packs, they don't want to deal with any of that. They just wait for them to hit the open market and then they buy them. Even if you wait until then, you're still only talking about 5 or 6 pops. Even if you pick up one, let's say, a pay period for most people is 2 weeks. You pick up one every 2 weeks, you can finish the whole set in 3 months. 3 months is a reasonable amount of time to collect something, and the hobby will remain fun.
And one of the
we got our Slee stack in the other day.
Yeah, I love that one.
I mean, look how cool that Freddy is. And I said it in our video as well. Like, I felt like this Freddy was better than 60% of the Freddys that they released for SDCC.
Honestly, that new traveling Freddy that was exclusive to Europe was better than most of them.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
So Drop announced this today. They put that out there. I saw it on their Discord first, and then they started posting out there. They are going to have their own marketplace. So instead of going to Atomic Hub and these other marketplaces, Atomic Hub's probably the most popular one. This one's going to come about. And for the next 3 months, no, they're not taking fees. So they're really trying to get people over there, I think.
Good. That's awesome.
They're not doing the fees for sellers, I think. I think that's what it is. Like the seller fees or something like that. So because it's only for the Funko drop and their monster drops or whatever those monster boxes they have. It's like only for that stuff on there. So it's not all these other blockchains and things like that. It could be good. I think it also does a different currency instead of wax. It actually uses a different cryptocurrency, which is interesting.
Oh, really?
So, because and that's kind of interesting status as well. Won't go too much into it, but I think this will be interesting how it plays out, and interesting how people really have to compare different marketplaces now more. Like before, you kind of just went on, Atomic Hub. There are other ones out there, but I would say most people are selling on Atomic Hub. They're selling their stuff. Now they start selling here. I think it will make it a lot easier, though, for people to buy. I think that'll be the key for people buying and getting into this. This might be the easy thing for them to do. So.
Yeah, so Brandon made a great point. He said, I would love to see 3,000 to 5,000 piece counts dropping on the Funko shop. And I would love to see that as well. But I was also thinking about that with the retailers. Like, what if because they do that with Hot Topic occasionally. They've had those 5,000 piece Hot Topic drops. Why don't they do that? Would save the retailers, and that would get more foot traffic back in the stores. That would get more people walking in, going after a Funko Pop, and then walking out.
You know why they can't do that, though? I think for the exact same reason that you said something about the Chase.
Yeah.
The Chase Pops. They'll never make it to the customer anyway. I do the 100%. Like, think about it. In 2019 and 2018, like right before I started collecting, like you had Pebbles, you had Bam Bam, you had the Dinos that came out. I think were all numbered. Yogi Bear, Boo Boo. Like there was so many 5,000 and 8,000 and 3,000 and 10,000, maybe not even 10,000. I think they're less than that. Like, get back to that. Listen, they might have this really all in their plans. And I've said it before, they're not driving a little dinghy. They're driving a big, gigantic freighter. And it takes a long time to turn a freighter around. So it's not like they're going to pivot on a dime here. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt to see how the next year to 18 months play out. I'm really hoping that they get back, because really, I think that's what they need to get back to. They got to get back to really what their base was. And I think now, like the 3, 5, 8,000 piece drops, I think you'll build a lot of excitement over that. And that in itself, I think, starts to move the needle a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is talking about like weird things. We
talking about another bad idea.
The X-Men coolers dropped with a percentage sale right away, but we're getting buy 2 get 1 free, which I think you're limited to 2 anyways. So they want you to get 2 Indiana Jones, and they want to give you another die cast to get it out of their get it out of their house.
You can't. You couldn't. It could be buy
this.
One,
listen, this is part of them turning this big ship that I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't want the.
You're turning this ship around, and they're going to have to give a lot of stuff away to do that.
I won't even sugarcoat that. I don't mind the design. I think the design of the diecast is fine. I think the chases are about what you'd expect. unfortunately, at this time. I'd love to see the chases be more unique, more creative, have a different mold.
Not gold,
but the biggest thing holding me back from collecting these, and that's why I only have I think 2 in my whole collection, is the price. $50 is way too much for the entry point for a single item. I get the chance of chase. Take away the chase and just sell the thing for $35 max. 50 is way too much.
John, even if they listen, be honest. If they were 30, would you collect all of them? If they were 30, give it like think about it. Would you?
What do you mean? All of them, like all of them, or all of like?
No, I'm talking like even like just all the Marvel ones. Would you get every? Let's say they started releasing more of them. Would you get all the Marvel ones?
I think honestly, if they were 30, I would get all the Marvel characters that I like. I wouldn't just get all the Marvel ones, but I would get like Captain America, Iron Man, Black Panther, like whichever ones that I collected. Yeah, I would be more open to getting them. I don't care about. I don't think the chases are not great.
I think this really is where they missed out.
Yeah, that I agree.
The chase they just missed out on.
But $30, I'm fine because this thing is not your simple vinyl hollow pop. You know, this has some weight to it. Like it has the actual like plastic, partially. It's not like engraved, but it's like stained. You know, cover and everything. I think it's. Yeah, I think it's worthy of my $30. I really do. Even 35, I'm fine with 35. But once you start getting into like, that's why I'm not really a huge proponent. Oh, actually, I'm not a proponent at all of buying any of the 3-liter sodas at full price. You know, but you know, $35, and now hopefully we still live in a world where the Funko reward system exists. Yeah, I'm all over it. For the ones that I like, not just for any of them.
Yeah.
How if they change these to 3,000 pieces or 5,000 pieces? 3,000, 5,000.
I think that would just force you to have to make your decision a little bit quicker, which would add hype. Like if I was like,
yeah, there's no hype at all.
If I would hesitate. I would honestly, if this was 3,000 pieces, like let's just imagine a 3,000 piece number on this Indiana Jones, I would hesitate. I'd be like, I don't know if I want Indy for my collection. Boom, sold out. And then let's say like 2 weeks from now, there's like a 3,000 piece Marty McFly, and I'm like, well, I got to get this Marty. Like, then there's no hesitation because you're just like, I got to get it. Indy sold out. I got to get it. It's 3,000 pieces. Because then you make the decision once it arrives in hand. Now, with there not being any hype, you make the decision before you purchase it, and that's why I feel like a lot of stuff sits. If you force people to make the decision before, or if you force people to make the decision once they bought it and already made, already have it in hand, Funko has won. The company has won because they've made the sale. So,
and then of course they just announced another one.
Now this mold is cool. I'll give this one for Funko. I'll give them credit on this mold, but once again, like, I'm sorry, I will just flat out say this: whoever is in charge of designing the chases, they need to be reassigned. It's not my place to say that anybody should lose their job.
I don't think anyone's designing the chase. I think they're just not painting.
No,
whoever came up with the idea for the chase.
I think cost-wise, there's just no chance. Listen, these should have been. I feel like if you're going to treat it as a premium product, these should have just been limited numbers right out the gate. Not 25,000 pieces. Yeah. 3,000 pieces is all that they should have.
You don't know how many.
That's exactly. So you hit the nail on the head, Vince. Like when you're charging $50, like that is premium pricing.
Yeah, premium pricing. They should have a little plaque that says number 000. Listen, these aren't coming back for damage, right? Have it 0001 of 3,000, 002.
If they can individually number Hikari figures from back in the day.
Yeah, and these should have been that. That's what these should have been, 100%. They would have sold 3,000. Listen, there's 3,000 Joker collectors that would want that. There's 3,000 Indiana Jones collectors that, and individually numbered. Yeah, like that's what those should have been. They should have been treated like a premium product. Instead, I don't know if is there 5,000? Is there 10,000? Like there's no value in my head. There's no urgency to pick these up. And then on top of that, it's like, okay, it's a Funko Pop. But like, I remember the first time I opened the Captain America, I'm like, this is cool, but my Funko Pop is cool too. And this one's got holes in the back of his head where the screws are put together. Do I really like this any more than my $12 or whatever $15 one at the time?
So I was collecting. I was all in on the die cast initially. When I lost,
I thought it was too. I did too.
Well,
I bought the
lost
first
my
3 or
love
4
for diecast when I bought 3 Boba Fett's. Didn't get the chase, but I don't know why at the time I really wanted the chase. Then whatever, I didn't get the chase. Right, I had one of them. I was in the process of bringing 2 over to our garage, and I dropped one, and that thing broke so bad. Oh my god,
it's heavy.
The whole thing was heavy. I could have taken off a toe, man. It broke so bad. I was like, all right, like my love for this, because I'm not the like. We all have our moments, you know. We're all like clumsy from time to time. You could be the most slick person in the world. You drop this thing is putting a hole or it's putting a dent in your floor. Like this thing is hitting the floor. It's hitting it hard. Even if it'll dent your carpet, man. These things are heavy.
There's no way for it to hook in too. So I always put mine inside a Poppin Duo protector. I put mine inside a Poppin Duo protector and put it on the shelf like that, so it wouldn't fall apart. Like
that's the other thing.
But if that thing hits the ground, it's going to take that poor Poppin Duo protector with it. So
yeah, it will.
But yeah, so I don't know what they're thinking on this. Oh, all right. So we just got X-Men. I haven't even opened ours. I just got ours in.
We still have. I'm still waiting for mine to come in.
We have Soda Saturday coming up with our X-Men sodas. But already this one now. I didn't put the chases on here, but I'd love to hear
Blacklight. Like what?
I think we all have.
This is cool, but we'll be going after the commons. So, but
can I get it? I mean, just buy the commons from someone that wants all the chases for a cheaper deal. Like if you want the commons, almost. I feel. Or just sell the one chase that you get, and then
this is the first 6-pack we're not getting at all.
I don't think I'm gonna get this one. Wow. I don't know. Like unless it's on sale. If it's $50, like Peter Pan was when things went on sale,
I'm not even getting it for $50. You know, I don't have a big connection to the. Listen, I'm saying this. I'm not saying that there's. I think that these molds are cool and the characters are cool. I'm not saying anything about that. Like I'm just saying, I just don't have I don't collect any Power Ranger pops either, so I just don't have a connection to it that way.
Oh, I'll buy this at $100 with $75 in rewards points.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
That's what I'll do. But Vince, you mentioned turning this freighter around. I'm gonna have to hop off because I have to get on a massive cruise ship, biggest cruise ship I've ever stepped foot on. 7,200 passengers, and I got to be on that bad boy.
That sounds amazing.
Crack of dawn. No, it's probably gonna have like 22 decks, and we're gonna have to walk every single one. So it's gonna be a lot of walk.
A lot of decks.
Hopefully, you can walk through the buffet line. That's what the key is.
The worst is because we got to inspect the whole ship, and depending on which portion of the exam I end up doing, the worst is when you walk by when they're first like bringing out all the food, but like it's not time for us to eat yet, and you're just like, oh man, that looks good, but I got to go do what I got to do. So, but yeah, I'm gonna have to hop off. Unfortunately, I wish I didn't, but I gotta get some sleep because it's gonna be a really long day. So, but
I'll call you later. I'll tuck you in.
Thanks, Vince. I appreciate it.
Story.
Yeah, thank you for everybody in the chat showing up. You guys are the best. Really appreciate it. We dropped a video today. If you guys didn't see it, go check it out when you get a chance. Other than that, we got a lot of big things coming up in the next few weeks. So thanks for having me on tonight, guys.
You're welcome.
See you, John.
See you guys.
Finally. Dead weight gone. Okay, I feel way better.
Talk about this stuff for real now, can we?
God, I hate the Power Rangers. No, I'm joking. I do. I think that these are cool, and I think that people are excited about these. This will be the first 6-pack we're not getting, just because this is the first 6-pack that is not really fit into our collection.
It doesn't fit in my collection. Like I said, if it goes on sale, I'll probably pick one up maybe to check it out. I don't know.
I'm saying I won't get it. Maybe I will. I don't know.
You know, if they entice you with like buy 2 get 1 free sale or something like that with soda packs, maybe I can throw another X-Men one in there I need or something like that. But
the other ones have just been so in my wheelhouse. I mean, they've been perfect.
I mean, Peter Pan really, we're not a huge fan of Peter Pan. Like, we love Disney stuff, but Peter Pan isn't like on our like love of Disney list. But X-Men definitely, I'm so looking for. I wish I bought more actually, but I don't wish I bought more because I don't need to open that many coolers of stuff again. But I'm looking forward to opening those and checking those out. This I'm not a Power Rangers fan too. Like I think it was. I think
our generation was probably just a little too old.
Yeah, you give it about my brother's generation. He's 8 years younger than me. Perfect.
Yes.
Like I remember him watching. I remember him having some of the toys and things like that. My generation, no, our generation.
Yeah, this is a 90s thing. I think that when this came out, I was probably like high school. Like I just never got into the Power Rangers too much.
I don't like the chases really for this.
I quite honestly hate the chases because black light for the Power Rangers makes less than 0 cents to me.
You know what would have been awesome? Like, of course, they could have made one the White Ranger. You know, they could have made like some of the villains out of some of these too. Like,
do what they did with Scooby Doo. That would have been amazing.
Man, like something like that, something fun where they make different stuff. Well, yeah, but I mean, they did it with Scooby Doo, and they did it Scooby Dumb. Like,
like give us something. I think I was thinking about the rewinds. They did that with the rewinds.
Yeah, the rewinds. But
I had the rewinds on the brain for some reason.
I think they're doing more and more of that kind of stuff, and truthfully, like hopefully they mix up because I'm feeling like they're also putting the chase in the same place every time now with these too. So I think hopefully they mix it up for people because I feel like it's cutting down on the fun and people are just going to start opening up and just getting the single they want and then that's it. Same with the chase, but so here was the announcement, Vince, that you might have missed.
Okay, beautiful, because I missed this. So next Thursday.
Announcement. So next Thursday is the Halloween heavy metal Halloween box of fun. Next Thursday at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time. So that means 12:30, the normal kind of Funko drop time for these. Limited 1 box per person this time too. 1 box per person.
Think that's the way it should be.
I mean, I kind of wonder how much they actually enforce that sometimes.
They probably don't enforce it at all.
Because
I don't
1
believe.
per person per mascot, like they have lately. So, what mascot is your favorite out of these?
Out of these, I think I might like Sid Vicious.
Sid Vicious, all right. I love the Jack. Like the Jack Carver.
Yeah, the Jack's good too.
I think he's gonna go first, though. I think Jack. I don't know. For some reason, I feel like Jack's gonna go first. I like the other ones though too. I mean,
they'll be great.
So we're talking about 1 mascot pop, 2 other pops. So we're thinking Freddy Bones. At least one of them is going to be a Freddy Bones, if not both. And then 3 sodas, which we've seen some of the sodas. We've seen Chucky. We've seen some of the other Freddys with the Halloween mask, kind of different ones and stuff like that.
So 2 pop,
the Spirit,
and 3 sodas.
Maybe Spirit soda, the werewolf soda, things like that. We've seen some of the sodas, I think, show, but yeah.
So what do we think this box is going to be? 75?
I don't know. 3 sodas and 3 pops. So if you did 15 each,
it'd be 75, right?
So maybe 85 because they want to get their shipping without charging you shipping.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see what the price point's going to be. And
I would see $80 to $90. I bet 80 to 90. Do you think somewhere in there? 80 to 90.
I think they'll be 75. Linda thinks that they're going to be 100. I'm going to be curious to see that. Listen, I don't think 100 is crazy either. I mean, if it's 100, I'd be okay with it. I don't think they'd go over 100 for this stuff, but I'm guessing they're going to come in even lower than that. I think they'll be at 75, but we'll find out. It might have been announced somewhere that I didn't see.
I'm thinking upwards a little higher because, I mean, Gerald's going 125. I think
125. I might think about not getting one.
75, yeah, for one. I think it was 75 last year. I could see something like that, and right there with tax and everything.
Yeah, you might be onto something.
I think Poppin Patty's pretty close there with the tax. At least you're gonna get free shipping out of it, if nothing else. I will be curious if you're able to get one of each mascot or one box, and they really need to crack down to one box. I think.
I think so too.
Mascot.
Do it for one box up to the whatever. Even just do it the first hour. I mean, and then just do whatever you want after that.
Choose your mascot and just let you get a box and you get your box. Like, I feel like there's no need to choose a mascot. I think you just get a box, you get a box, and whatever mascot you get, you get.
Yeah,
I think
don't
that
disagree.
Would be easier for a drop.
Make it part of the mystery.
And then New York Comic-Con drops the next day, so that's a lot of money in 2 days for some people. But this drop isn't that big, so
no, it's not. It's definitely not big for me.
Sadly, though, only one item per person on this drop as well, too. So that means you only can get one Stitch soda, one for the first 24 hours. It says.
Yeah,
I think most
Stitch
of the
will be available
on there after 24
I think
hours.
most. Yeah, I think
other
most
than
of this
the One Piece thing, the One Piece album. I think every One Piece. That's probably the only thing that's still not going to be on there. I bet. Oh, and the one's going to actually be sold through eBay.
What about the Ichigo that's in the middle there? That's the only other one that I see that
Maybe.
I could see.
I could see that going.
I could see that one going, and yeah, I think the One Piece. Other than that, I think everything's available the next day.
Yeah.
I think Stitch will be available, even though that is I love that Stitch. I know it's very similar to the Pop, but I love that Stitch. I think it's super cute, perfect for Halloween. And I feel like that's going to be there.
The Nugget.
I hear I feel like that's like everybody. Nugget might be the hardest one to get because I feel like I hear that more and more how much people love it, and I think that's hands down for me my favorite of the whole con.
You know what?
I like the Garfield too.
If they wanted to do something crazy, they need to they should have did a regular Nugget like this on the, but actually a con one. The buckets glow in the dark, like the buckets glow in the dark, and maybe the head,
the
Frankenstein head, 1,000 piece or 2,000 piece Nugget. Like that's what they should have done.
Oh, Holly, congrats! Hula Stitch, nice.
Stitch is a good one. I'm glad they made the regular Stitch before making more other holiday Stitches and stuff.
Yeah, and they did a good job with Stitch.
Everyone, a lot of people like the Nugget. I think a lot of people need the Nugget.
I've heard a lot of people excited about the Nuggets. I have not heard a lot of hype about anything else, really.
The Nuggets, I think that the Freddy soda will do well, but I don't think it'll sell out.
There's too many. Yeah, I don't think it'll sell out either.
Especially if you can only buy one at a time right now.
Yeah.
That's what hurts them with the sodas. One. Like, people don't want to just buy one soda. People want to buy 2 sodas.
Yeah, but even when they can buy 10, Josh, I think that those will be there for weeks.
Oh, I think so.
Months.
I think a little while. But yeah, so
because those are Funko shop only.
Our poor West Coast friends, if they want to get on there, have to be up at 6 a.m. To get on there. It's 9 a.m. for us on Friday next week. So right around the corner.
Friday the 13th. Love it.
Friday the 13th, which also leads me to a couple other things that are coming up. So let me see if I have them up. Oh, this is one. Oh, so this is perfect because the next one, actually, since John's not here, we can talk about this.
John loves this one.
John hates Freddy's. He probably hates this one.
Guys, somebody help John get this.
I'm not paying crazy amount for it, but I'd love to get it. He's cute. He's awesome.
This is a good one.
Europe ones. I've gotten a couple of them now. I'd really like to get this one. I haven't done you know what I haven't done for a while, Vince? And I was doing
Reshipper
for a little while. Reshipper. I have not done a reship. for a while.
Because there hasn't been much to really.
Nothing that's over there that's not over here. Yeah, it's like nothing crazy. So
no.
But yeah, this one definitely is a good one. Funko Europe. So if you want it, you have to get a reshipper or find a cool friend overseas to get some.
Yeah, you got to find a cool friend overseas, Gerald, to get this one.
Oh, all right. So talking about, I love that Hot Topic's doing this. This is awesome.
I do too.
I think these look really good too. I love The Exorcist. Like that pop looks awesome. That mold. I think, Michael there behind the hedge. I think it's so funny that it's the Homer Simpson hedge, pretty much. Like, let's take that mold from the Homer Simpson's hedge and throw him behind it. But
the horror blacklight, the horror pops that they've done in blacklight too, I think those make sense. You know what I mean? Because if you put them out at Halloween time, like people got the. I've always said it. If you have like a cool way to display the blacklight stuff, they look amazing. So yeah, I think that this, and I think somebody, at least a couple of people said it. More people are excited for this than NYCC stuff, and I think these molds are better. And I think some of
that it's dropping on the same day though too.
Yeah,
NYCC stuff like this Scare Fair is going to be on the same day.
Yeah, like look at that Xenomorph.
I'm actually off on that next Friday, so maybe I'll actually go to Hot Topic and stand in line and wait for this stuff.
Josh, you got to bring us the experience.
I know. I think I might need to do that because I haven't done that for a while for any kind of drop at all. But I was thinking if these actually drop on that Friday, because the mall doesn't open until after the Funko drop is done. So I might be able to just go over there and do this. But these look good. And then we got these other two. Got Chucky, Tiffany. So where is Chucky in this, or is he half of it? He's half of.
I think they're half and
Tiffany,
half.
Like sewn together. Like I don't. The Bride of Chucky one, and then JoJo. Is this the first JoJo?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that JoJo does not look familiar to me, and that mold looks kind of crazy, which I love.
So what are we getting? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pops, and then 1 soda. This Sam is creepy as can be. Like the regular one. If this is the chase, or is this? You think this is the chase, Vince? The black.
I don't know. You know, that's a good question. If you look at the can, I would say no. I would say that. Well, I'm sorry. I would say yes. I would say that is the chase. But when you look at the artwork on the can, that will haunt me tonight.
I know. I saw this. I think who posted this? I think Teresa did. She posted that someone may have shared this somewhere else. I saw the Sam the can, and it's a good looking. Like I like when they do horror scary. Like I feel like the Nun was a good one they did. I do not feel like, I don't know if I have any up here. I think Bateman's all right. But like Chucky, he looks like a little kid. Like
I mean, some of the horror is good. Some of it looks a little whatever. I like that they do the horror sodas though, because we don't collect horror pops for the most part. But the sodas, like I got a lot of them.
I'd like to get. They still need to do Freddy Krueger though. Still haven't done Freddy.
No Freddy
as a soda. So this is their second Sam. Second Sam or third? Second Sam? Yeah, second Sam.
I think it's their second.
Yeah. It's Unmasked Sam. That's what it is. Unmasked, right?
Wow, that's with his mask off?
Yeah. Take that burlap sack off, and that's what Sam looks like. But yeah. So maybe I'll be able to hit up the Funko, the Hot Topic Scare Fair there here next week. I figure I'll throw these in. They kind of look horror-y to me, but we got another Killer Clown Blacklight. This one's kind of unique mold. Got the baby clown.
They released the common of this not too long ago.
And then Ozzy, of course, goes more with the rocks line, but it's kind of horror fitting because you got the wolf
and Flocked.
And Flocked.
First Flocked
album.
Album?
Is it the first album? Well, is it the first Flocked Rocks Pop? Is it? Is Chris still in here?
Oh, that's a good question.
Rocks Pop? That's what I'm curious about. This would be awesome. Like I kind of hate that they do these molds for these because this would be awesome pop alone. And I guess the good thing is you never have to worry about dusting this Flocked one because he's sealed in there. But yeah, the Flocked Ozzy there. All right. What do you think of Daredevil here?
Daredevil looks cool. Miss Marvel. No, I'm just not, man.
Out next year.
Speaking of a gigantic ship that needs to turn around, Marvel. Oh my goodness. The last several movies, and I'm not super looking forward to the Marvels. But I wasn't looking forward to the Marvels when they announced it like 3 years ago either. I'm like, the Marvel, why would they do that? And
it has to fit in line with what they're doing. I'm looking forward to if they're bringing Daredevil back to Disney Plus. That's what I'm looking forward to. I want some dark Marvel. Like I like the little, like I love that whole Netflix series. Like all those, like were so well done. A little bit of darkness, some humor though still in there. Real life kind of like stuff in there. A good mix of things where some of the other stuff I could pass on. So, but that's what a franchise is about, right? There's always a good kind of mix in there.
Yeah.
So do we already have this Demon Slayer Flocked? Like
I don't know if he had the blades in his hand, but yeah, we have it Flocked already. And I've said it before, like I kind of want this thing. I kind of want to get one of these Flocked. But I think that one, the Flocked, might be the Chase.
Well, no, this is just Flocked. It's just
no, I mean the other one. The other one that they have might be the.
Okay. Well,
or he's
the nice thing about
or
this
something.
is if you buy a Chalice mystery box, you're almost guaranteed to get one.
Yeah, that's probably what I'll do.
Just buy a couple of Chalice mystery boxes when they come out with exclusive only ones, and then you'll get one. So yeah, some more anime coming out. Jujutsu Kaisen. I don't know this guy at all, but
Kaisen,
Shannon might know that one. Let's see. Oh, really? I'm surprised.
This was kind of weird to see that they are bringing more of these.
This was a random like, hey, we got these. Oh yeah, we have some. We need some Pawnee Rangers. What are they? Pawnee. What are they? What's this one from the Goddesses or something like that, or Goodesses or something like that? I forget what. This was the weird. It's a weird batch of like Parks and Rec ones. I don't know. I feel like they're going almost like Office on Parks and Rec now.
Yeah, well, we kind of could see that coming, I guess. I don't know if we got any Ann Perkins, though. I feel like I've not seen that. Leslie, there was a con one at some point. April? I don't...
April, there.
I know we got Ron. We got several Rons and a couple Andys.
Ron, lots of Rons. Ron's like the Dwight of Parks and Rec.
Andy's becoming that way too, though.
Andy has like one of the crazy rare karate Andy there, rare chases there. But all right, interesting with these. I think these will do really well.
Yeah, I could see that. I remember seeing the commercials for these. Like my daughter never got into this stuff, but I don't know if she was too young or too old at that point, but
like they have the Monster High as brats, and people are way into those. Like those things are like crazy market, I guess. I've seen them at the like some of the toy shows and things like that. people go after these. I could see these doing well because these are the first ones on the market for this line, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely don't have any Monster High that I can remember.
I'm not collecting them myself, but
no, me neither. I don't know anything about them other than I remember seeing commercials back in the day.
And then is there a new movie coming out?
Oh my gosh, Aquaman. Okay. I'm talking about him.
Really? This many pops for this movie too? Like they're
you could have gave me just Aquaman and I still wouldn't have bought it.
This is forced to make these. I think they're like if you're gonna make any, you have to make this many. These are the different ones we need. Like I feel like that this is a licensing thing because they would not make this many if they had a choice. I think they had anything to say. I would hope not. But
yeah.
All right, I can pass on these because these will still be on the shelves next year. I don't know anything about this new Disney movie, right? The movie, right?
Yeah,
yeah. Straight to Disney Plus, or is it out in the theaters? So I can see this being straight to Disney Plus kind of movie. Maybe.
Yeah, I know zero about this. I know I heard Wish. I've seen it. I don't know what it is though. I think this is kind of a problem. Like when we're talking about like all the pop stuff, this is why like there's so much stuff that I don't know what this is. I don't know what the last thing was.
Okay. So it's going to be in theaters for 3 weeks and they'll be on Disney Plus the 4th week. So
yeah, I can't believe Haunted Mansion's on Disney Plus already.
I know. I can't wait to we'll go watch it because I did not go to the theaters to watch it.
So. I know we didn't either. And
speaking of soon, another 100-year. Who is this?
Nebula I don't know.
All right, I want to make sure it wasn't just me. I know your kids are a little younger than mine, so I was like, do you know? Have you?
Zenit? No.
All right. I'm sure someone will. All right. Is Holiday Mickey a must for you guys?
No.
Holiday Mickey here? No?
Do you hear all the no's that I'm saying right now?
I know. I was like Disney. I was thinking.
I mean, we got 2 or 3 of the Holiday Mickeys. Like, let's put it this way. If you've never bought a Holiday Mickey, I think this is a great Holiday Mickey. But I just don't know if I need another Holiday Mickey.
And Holiday Mickey comes with all the other goodies here. We got the Fett, which is kind of cool. I have to say, I saw it out of box. I think it looks pretty good.
I want to see these in person.
I've seen the Fett out of box, and it looked pretty good. So I haven't seen the glam shot. I don't think of anything else. I don't think Black Panther would be one I'd get. It does not. Like Fett makes sense because he kind of looks like the retro like cartoon from the holiday series one, almost like that kind of color, and he has a jetpack and he's flying off. I don't know. I could go for it.
Yeah.
I think that it's plaid because this is all Christmas, like retro Christmas, right? Drop or something like that. Like I feel like
it was something like reimagined retro or something, I think is what they called it.
It was really weird.
Yeah, it is really weird.
More stuff for this. Like, I can't believe they're still. I thought the 100 years is about over here.
The 100 years is going to last another 100 years. I think we've just begun at the 100 years.
All right.
We're going to get 100 pops before we get to the 100 years being over.
Pretty much.
Mad Max, more WB.
Is it WB 100 boxes? I didn't see the boxes.
Yeah, it was. I seen the
you just ruined it for me. I was like, oh, these look kind of cool. And then you just ruined it for me now.
Mad Max was just a little too out there for me.
I like Mad Max, but I do not want WB 100 boxes. So
no.
That's the sad thing. Like the box is terrible. Look, yeah, Mr. Venom, I agree. Like,
they are. Terrible. you kind of want the branded boxes, like the Mad Max. I'd want, maybe somebody would want to collect Mad Max. They're not gonna, not on the hunt. Yeah, no, I don't like that they did it that way.
I mean, I guess if you're gonna take them out of box, you're an out of box collector. Okay, go for them. Wait for their on clearance though, and then get them.
Yeah.
Pokemon. I kind of like this Diamond Lapras here, Funko Shop exclusive.
You know, whenever we pull a Pokemon, I always like them. I never hate a Pokemon pop.
You can't hate them,
especially the Diamond, the Flocked.
Yeah,
I always like them.
I like them. I mean, we play Pokemon Go and everything too, but I think the Lapras looks really good. That the Funko Shop exclusive, which I think this one might be one that sells out. Talking about sellouts, if you've watched any of every time the Pokemons have dropped on that on the Pokemon site, the Pokemon Center site, they've sold out pretty quick.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like a minute or two. If you watch the craziness of Pokemon, they recently did the Van Gogh series of Pokemon. Have you seen that, Vince? Van Gogh Pokemon?
Oh, yes, they did.
Yeah, so that stuff, man,
made no sense to me, but yeah, I did see that.
It was fun looking. It was cute, but it was a partnership with the Van Gogh Museum. Like they did them as that style and stuff, which is smart on their part because I'm sure it brings a whole new audience to the Van Gogh Museum.
It's like what we were talking about with Walgreens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't go to Walgreens, but
I mean, that's what you have to do, like these partnerships. Like I remember they haven't done any of these in a while. You remember the pop that was made? Why can't I think of it? Creature from the Black Lagoon, the Metallica, the guy from Metallica. You remember the two pops that were made? They were made. They were limited and made for a museum and sold as a part of a benefit for, like stuff like that. I want to see more things like that happen. Like Funko could do some great things because they already kind of have that in the works. I think you could do some really cool exclusive stuff if you don't require people to buy 36,000 of them.
Yeah, I think that's what they got to get to. I think they start doing some of that stuff again, and you build the hype back up.
Because both those pops look really good. I like those, and those were for I believe the Canadian Museum. I don't remember the museum.
See, I didn't even retain that information that it was for something. There are 1,008 pieces or something like that.
Yeah, they're like a limited number and everything, and then
I didn't realize that
he was really into horror. He's really into Universal Monsters and horror, and has his own, I think, like horror museum, if I remember right. His collection or something it shows off. So
interesting.
I have no idea what this is.
No, me neither.
Okay. All right, good. Anyone know what this is? Like, is this a
zero? Never even seen this.
Like, yeah, I've never seen this. It's a rock. It's a group. I guess it's a.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it's a rock one, but I don't know who they are. I'm the music group, but I don't know who they are. I've never. I mean, we're out of touch with music.
I think we're old.
All right, so we're listening to.
This is not.
When you listen to Nirvana and it's now the oldies channel, then you know.
I was listening to Papa Roach, and that's oldies. Papa Roach is not that long ago, I didn't think.
More Funkoween, Blizzard, Diablo. Blizzard Zone. So Funkoween is happening. The molds look really good. So I'm guessing some of these might be Blizzard exclusives, like on the Blizzard site, which is kind of cool. They've done some good ones. I'm still disappointed. I know my son was disappointed that they didn't make Dead by Daylight Funko Pops. They were rumored and something fell through.
YouTube canceled it.
Yeah, and then YouTube's made Dead by Daylight. So I picked up a couple of those for them, but I'm just surprised. Like that's something, I guess maybe license agreement they couldn't agree on or something like that.
Yeah, I'm sure there was something.
So this is a Funkoween one. which I'm sure a lot of video game people go after. And then 2 more. These ones, you know what? If I get the glow hat box,
And
I'd be
call it a
happy.
day.
You know what? If they actually had a 3-pack of the Hitchhiking Ghost, I would get a 3-pack. I would buy a 3. I don't want to buy them separately. I want them all just in a 3-pack together. Sell me that, and I'll buy them. Madam
Yeah,
Leota.
I'd get the hat box, but
Hat
I'd
box,
want the glow in the dark one.
I know, I want the glow. So it's HQ exclusive, right?
Yep, gonna have to try it. Seeing it, I like it. It's gonna be a little bit harder to get. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, but I think if these 3 were in a 3-pack, I think a lot more people would go after them because there is the 3-pack that were the chrome ones. Remember
Yeah,
that
we got
one?
those.
But I think this 3-pack would look better than that. I like these 3.
I agree.
So we're probably not going to get them in a 3-pack.
I'm sure it's coming. It's around the corner.
It'll be Walmart exclusive. Don't worry, they're coming back.
I could totally see that.
Parks exclusive. I love that. Disney Park exclusive 3-pack with these guys. It'd be pretty awesome.
They could do that.
I'm surprised none of these are park exclusive. I think that would have been a good one for the Hatbox Ghost Glow. Instead of HQ exclusive, a park exclusive. Then at least it feeds both Coast and maybe potentially online as well. Or this is only HQ, which kind of sucks. Five Nights at Freddy's. These are already out at Hot Topic, so if you're looking for them, I think some Hot Topic have already been getting them. So if you are, I mean, these look good for black light. I think they make sense.
Yeah,
they look good.
I like when they mix the black with the black light paints and stuff.
These were like the original black light pops. I remember like Five Nights at Freddy's, like a GameStop exclusives. I think they were Five Nights at Freddy. These were like the original black light pops before any of the others. So I'm sure some people will be after these. Then we had Toy Fair.
Yeah.
I'm passing on all these.
Passing on all of these.
Biddy Towns or Biddy.
Oh, is that what these are? These are biddies?
These are biddies, but I'm still passing on them. First off, it's funky. It's funny because I think they just 3D printed and hand painted these ones to get them out.
Yeah, the only one that I really would like is the Care Bear one, which is crazy to me.
Yeah, I think I'll pass. I'm not really going after the biddies that much, so I think I don't need a biddy town, but
no.
Yeah. Maybe John and Joanna. Joanna loves small things, so maybe the little Care Bear and the Batman. Got some good looking Michael Jackson pops.
Freddie Mercury looks good.
Freddie Mercury looks good. I mean, they look good.
Yeah, and the Michael Jackson pops, I think that they look great.
And it's nice to see like not 15 in a line so far with some of these, like the Rocks line like this. I feel like we've already got these characters from My Hero way too much already. I don't think we really need them again. Demon Slayer, right? The other one, I think. I don't recognize any of these characters, so these are all new, I think, right?
On the right?
Demon Slayer, yeah. Like, I don't think they're ones they have produced already. So
no, I am not familiar. I could tell that that's Dobby that I'm looking at on the left
Dobby
picture.
And then
the hand guy,
both of these they've made a couple of.
Yeah. Yeah, not super familiar with Demon Slayer at all, so.
Yeah. Then we have Tokyo
Ghoul. Not familiar with Tokyo Ghoul at all. All I know is I had a Ken Kaneki at some point.
Trigun. Yeah, Trigun has a big gun. That's all I know too. Trigun
sure does.
But yeah, Tokyo Ghoul. Some more anime. And then we got a lot of football pops coming out. But of course they can come out all the time, right? But these are old Dan Marino. Like, this is like classic
some old school stuff.
Some old school stuff. I don't think it's on here. Did you see all the Santa pops for every single
I
team?
did. I kind of like the Santa football ones.
Are you gonna get a Detroit Lions Santa?
I might. I could probably be persuaded pretty easily. Like if I see it at a store, I would.
Yeah, if you go to
I
My
can't
Pop,
remember those were those Fanatic exclusives though.
I don't know. Like
I
really,
thought they were
that's a
Fanatic
lot of them.
exclusives, but no, I don't remember.
For every team, they're gonna have one. So how many do they have?
Yeah.
That's so many. Some classic. Look at this. I like that. That moment one is great. We got Hulk Hogan, The Rock, and who else? So and then Stone Cold. Is it? The three of them down there for WrestleMania?
I think the guy on the left is Kurt Angle. No.
Oh, is it Kurt?
Well, I'm talking. Oh, I'm talking
Oh,
up
up
top.
top.
You're talking
Oh, I
down
was thinking
below.
the bottom one.
I think that's Stone Cold, Hulk Hogan, and The Rock. If I had to guess.
Yeah, for WrestleMania, and then up top, Kurt Angle, and then a ripping T-shirt Hulkmania here and everything.
That's a good one.
I mean, I think that's good that they're coming out with these and keep coming out with some other ones. For the baseball
Josh,
ones,
was this all this week? What did you do? Like the last 3 months?
No, Toy Fair. This is this week.
Oh my goodness, they got a lot of stuff coming out.
But I mean, this stuff is coming out over the next year, and it's not coming out next week.
See, and that's the only bummer. I'm not excited about so much of this. Like, not that it's bad. Like, it's just not stuff that really
it's not
I collect. Like, I think these are really good WWE pops, but
truthfully, I think they're not allowed to show a lot of the stuff that probably are coming out for things like Marvel and Star Wars and that, because it's all centered around probably what shows are coming out and things like that.
Right.
So this stuff they can show because it's all right. It's a baseball player, it's WrestleMania from whenever. These are a lot of these anime characters. It's not something that's coming out.
Yeah, you're not spoiling something that has 200 episodes already.
So yeah, that's a lot of stuff coming out. And then we got stuff coming next week. Looks like we got 3 big drops the next week. Well, 4 maybe. Is it potential that the Power Rangers drop next Monday?
Yeah.
People been guessing.
I feel like that'd be a bad decision to do that all in 1 week.
And then they got the Halloween box on Thursday. Remember that, everyone?
Yeah.
A box of fun. We got the con stuff on Friday. And then also, if you want to hit up your Hot Topic or a Hot Topic online, you got your scare. What is it, Friday the 13th? Scare fair stuff. So
man, busy week next week.
It is. I don't know. That's a lot to get. So I'm sure next week, I think it'll just be you and I, because John will actually be at the con. I don't know if he's joining us from the con. You should just join us live from the Funko booth or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he should.
Times Square.
Might have to make him.
But I think we haven't got any other surprises, but they did say that those boxes will also be at the actual con too on Thursday. So on Thursday, I believe that's when you're going to get the glow-in-the-dark ones in the boxes. They're not going to be by themselves. I think the glow-in-the-dark.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see what they do with that. I want to see if there's anything that we have not seen. See if there's anything that's going to be.
Box. Yeah. Well, they do different boxes for at home versus at the con, which will be interesting.
I want to see if we see some different stuff at the con for those.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Yeah, a lot coming out, a lot going on. But luckily, I don't think there's not a super lot I want to grab. I think I'm with Gator here. I think Gator was talking about the Scare Fair. I'd probably buy most of the pops from the Scare Fair. I'd grab a lot of those compared to some of the others. I definitely want the Sam Soda I definitely want a couple of the sodas from the Funko shop and a couple of the pops, but the box I'm mixed on. I'm torn on that box actually. Like I like some of the stuff in it, but I'm also I don't know.
I don't know if it's like a shoe-in guarantee they sell out right away.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not happened in a long. I mean, I don't know if it's ever happened other than the
24,000. I think that's a lot of boxes for.
That's a lot, especially if they really limit it to one per household or one per person.
Yeah, I think there'll be
like
one
that
per
is
mascot.
a lot.
I'm guaranteeing one per mascot. I'm checking out that.
See, and like with SDCC, I think that they did the one per mascot thing. I think a lot of people got 2, 3, and 4 boxes. Like we were only lucky enough to get one, and I consider myself lucky, and they sold out. But yeah, I'll be interested. I'm grabbing one. I know I'll grab one for sure. I'm mixed on it, but I don't want to pass on it. I'm excited enough to get them.
It's still a mystery box, right? It's still a little bit of a mystery. We haven't seen everything from it, which is cool. Hopefully they don't take I hate when they do it so close to the con though, because then they take forever to send them out. Because they're also
and like we get them after Halloween or something,
and it'll be like 3 weeks later, and we already seen like half the people open their boxes, and we know what SKU every box is and everything else. I don't know. Like it's almost like no spoiler alerts thing, but it's hard to not get spoiled.
Yeah, it is. It's hard to ignore that.
Especially, when we're always that's the social media that we're looking at all the time. So it's almost that time, Vince. John, already left us. He's tucked into bed. Joanna read him his nighttime story and everything.
I'm sure he's drinking his warm milk right now, as we speak.
And then, what do you got coming up, Vince? You got something big coming up, actually.
Oh yeah, I do. Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, we do have something big coming up. Guys, join us Saturday night, our biggest auction of the year. Yeah. Well, maybe not the biggest auction of the year, but one of our biggest auctions, because we went through we found out we can display about 120 pops. So we got about 100 Halloween pops that we cannot display. We went through our whole collection and weeded some of that stuff out. So if you guys want to pick up some Halloween stuff, go over to our auction right now. You can actually start marking which ones you might be interested in, so you get notified when it goes live. It's 6 p.m. Eastern, Whatnot app. If you go to our video today or video on Tuesday, there's a direct link to that. So if you guys do that, that would be amazing. We'll have a video that we have not shot yet. We have been really getting videos out by the skin of our teeth over the last couple of weeks, but high school soccer is almost to an end. That's why I was a little bit almost late tonight, because one of our last games, we had a rare Thursday night game, so we got through that, and soccer is almost done. And for now, right, we'll have like a week or two off. But regardless, you guys aren't worried about that. And then we got videos next week. And then I want to say one thing real quick. Happy birthday to my mom. It's her birthday tomorrow. Everybody wish Debbie a happy birthday on Friday, October 6th. Yes, that is her birthday. So happy birthday, Mom, and we'll see you tomorrow. And thanks, everyone.
Have some cake for me.
I'm going to eat 2 pieces.
All right. That's what I said.
I might have one for John, too.
Josh wanted a piece of cake, too. Debbie, sorry, I had to have
Fair enough.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday to your mom. And then, what do we got coming up? So we have some videos coming up. I know we have X-Men this Saturday. We're going to be doing our X-Men video. So we'll have both the X-Men pops, the X-Men soda, but also I have the X-Men Marvel Core box I still need to open. So check out what's all in there.
Yeah.
So I'll have that going on. We also next week have some mystery boxes. We have some mystery girl boxes. We have some chalice boxes. We have a little bit of everything coming up. Looking forward to open some of the different boxes from those. And then we don't have an auction plan for next week. And I think what I'm gonna start doing is doing every other week instead of every week for auctions.
It's a lot of work.
Holidays coming up. Yeah, a lot of work. I want to really prepare, and also, I know a couple people have asked for mystery boxes not on Whatnot. So, like, just buy a mystery box not on Whatnot. So, if you guys are really interested in that, let me know, especially in the comments and stuff like that here, or write it in there. But I think like some like $60 or $80 like guaranteed value over value kind of mystery boxes not on Whatnot that don't have to be open live kind of thing. Send them to you 3 to 4 pops, that kind of thing. Or then we have some bigger top hits and like 5 boxes that are over $100 or something like that. So some fun stuff like that. So getting back to some of those mystery boxes as well too, but also then putting more stuff for buy it now. I've been already adding a lot more to our Whatnot. So if you want to check out that, go in there. If you see anything you want to and want to get it off, not Whatnot, let me know too as well too. Those kind of things. So all kinds of good stuff. And then we got all that con stuff next week, man. That'll keep us busy on Thursday and Friday and everything, but getting all kinds of good stuff. And
busy
then we're back
next week.
We're back on your channel next week, Vince. Back on your channel. So John is off to New York Comic-Con. I don't know if he's going to join us or not from there, but if nothing else, we can talk about him on Thursday night.
Yeah, we'll talk very poorly about John. We'll talk very highly about Joanna. I know we'll do that. And then we'll talk about how the drop goes for everybody. We'll see if anything does sell out. Should be some exciting chat, I think, next week. Should have a good time.
So. And I think everyone will be either really mad or really happy. Usually one of the two after one of those drops. So everyone has a good one. And then, a lot of cool stuff coming up. And I know John mentioned this, but he has this big charity auction coming up for Toys for Tots. So I know they put out some information about that. So if anyone's interested in donating or helping out or with that, or just bookmarking it too, helps. So
for sure.
It's going to be a big one. And it's great to do that. And then of course, Toys for Tots is close to home here since Shannon is a Marine as well too. So, supporting that is a great cause. So definitely check out that. And then we'll see everyone back next week. We thank everyone for coming out, hanging out with us. I don't think anyone's going live this weekend, right?
No.
I don't know if anyone's going live other than your auction. So go over to Vince's Halloween auction, hang out with them this weekend, and we'll see everyone next week back on PopFourceOne on Vince's channel, the Poppin Duo. So, thanks everyone for hanging out, and we'll see you next time.
Night, everyone.
Bye.